Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the world of machining.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Quantica Productivitae. The Quantum of Productivity by Răzvan F. Basarabeanu.
Okay.
We got this book from one of our listeners who wanted to know more about the basics of machining.
Yeah.
And flipping through this preface in the first chapter.
Yeah.
Looks like this book is going to break it all down.
It does.
It does. So to start off, the author, Răzvan F. Basarabeanu,
Right.
his background is very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Over 18 years in the field of CNC machining,
That's a long time.
11 in training, and 8 in consulting.
Wow.
So what did you think about his background?
I thought it was really interesting that he had such a dedication to the field. Not just, working with the machines, but also teaching people and consulting.
Yeah.
So it seems like he really wants to spread his knowledge and help other people understand it, too.
Exactly. He really wants to share his expertise.
Yeah.
And that comes across in his writing style, too. It's super clear.
Hmm.
And he avoids using a lot of jargon, which can be a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of engaging writing,
Okay.
the book starts off with a really interesting anecdote about this invention.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 1720,
1720.
this punch card device
Oh, wow.
for embroidery.
Really? Embroidery? Huh.
Yeah. And as Basarabeanu points out,
Yeah.
it's actually considered a very early ancestor to CNC technology.
That's amazing.
I know. I was really surprised by that.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, because it's using punch cards to create patterns.
Yeah.
Which is basically what CNC does too, but on a much more complex level.
Right.
So it's a great example of how innovations that seem completely unrelated can actually lay the groundwork for major technological advancements down the line.
Totally. You never know where inspiration's going to come from, right?
Exactly.
It's all connected.
It is. So from that little historical tidbit,
Okay.
the book kind of takes us on this whirlwind tour through the evolution of machining, touching on the major industrial revolutions
Okay.
and how they really shaped the manufacturing landscape.
It's important to have that context, right?
Yeah.
To see where we came from.
Absolutely. And then we get to what Basarabeanu calls Industry 4.0,
Yes.
which is a term that we hear a lot these days.
Buzzword alert.
Right. So what does it actually mean for manufacturing?
Well, that's what I like.
Yeah.
The book really emphasizes that it's not just a buzzword. It's a really fundamental shift in how things are made.
Exactly.
It's about interconnectivity, automation, data exchange, all driven by all these advancements in technology.
It's like, imagine a factory
Okay.
where all the machines can talk to each other.
Whoa.
They can collect data, analyze it in real time, optimize production processes. That's the kind of power
Right.
that Industry 4.0 brings to the table.
It's wild.
And at the heart of it all,
Yeah.
CNC technology,
Okay.
which the book does a great job of breaking down in really clear language.
Nice.
So what CNC stands for
All right.
is computer numerical control.
Okay.
And essentially, it's about using computer programs
Yeah.
to control these machine tools.
Gotcha.
So it's replacing manual control, allowing for incredible precision
I see.
and the ability to create super complex parts.
That would be difficult or impossible to do by hand.
Exactly.
Wow.
So the book gives us a little peek into the anatomy of a CNC machine,
Okay.
describing some key components,
All right.
like the control unit,
Mm-hmm.
the drive system, and all these different axes of movement.
So it's like a crash course in understanding the core elements of this technology.
Yes, exactly.
I like it.
And understanding these basics is so important because they underpin all the advantages that CNC machining offers.
Right.
The book highlights, increased precision, greater flexibility in production, and a significant boost in efficiency.
Huge advantages.
So what stood out to you as the most impactful advantage?
I think for me, it's the ability to create these really intricate parts that would have been impossible with traditional methods. You think about like the complex designs we see in everything.
Yeah.
Smartphones, airplanes, so much of that is possible because of CNC machining.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is.
It has really revolutionized manufacturing, and in turn shape the world around us.
Totally.
But the book goes beyond just explaining the technology.
Okay.
It dives into the implications for the future of the industry as a whole.
Interesting.
And this is where Basarabeanu's call to action comes in.
Okay.
So he's partnered with AAPA.
APA.
Yeah, the Association of Professionals in the Machining Industry.
Okay.
Through his own company, New Basara Consult.
Gotcha.
And they're investing in Romanian education and technology.
Oh, wow.
So they're advocating for equipping schools with the latest tools.
That's awesome.
Supporting apprenticeships and cultivating the next generation of skilled machinists.
That's really cool.
And it's not just a message for Romania. It's a global call to action.
Yeah, it is.
Recognizing that the future of the industry really hinges on having a skilled workforce.
Totally.
That's prepared to embrace all these technological advancements.
It's so important. Yeah, it is. It really is. And you know what I thought was really great?
What's that?
It's how the book really lays that solid foundation, starting with chapter 2.
Yeah.
It dives into material science.
Material science.
Yeah. And you might think, what does material science have to do with machining?
Yeah, good point.
But trust me, it's all connected.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So it takes us back to basics.
Okay.
Exploring the history of atomic models.
Really? Atomic models?
I know, it sounds a little unexpected, but it lays the groundwork for understanding, how these materials behave at their most basic level.
So we're getting really down to the nitty-gritty here.
Exactly, exactly. And what Basarabeanu does so well is he connects that microscopic world of atoms to the properties of metals that, we see and work with every day.
That's interesting.
So he explains how, the arrangement of atoms within a material, whether it's a simple cubic structure or, a more complex hexagonal close-packed arrangement.
Whoa, getting technical here.
It influences things like strength, flexibility, even its conductivity.
Wow, so it's like the invisible world shaping the visible world.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
And it doesn't stop there.
No.
The book goes on to connect those atomic structures to different manufacturing processes.
Wow. Okay.
So from casting and rolling to forging, even additive manufacturing.
It's all tied together.
Yeah, it really is.
So cool.
It's amazing to see how understanding these principles can inform choices made in the manufacturing process. Like having this secret decoder ring for understanding how materials are transformed.
It's like magic, almost.
It is.
But science.
Exactly. It's material science.
There you go.
And speaking of decoding, the book introduces something called the iron-carbon diagram.
Okay.
Which can be a little intimidating.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All these lines and phases. But Basarabeanu breaks it down really well.
Okay, good.
And explains its significance in metallurgy.
Right.
And how it helps us predict how steel will behave under different conditions.
Which is super important for machining, right? Because steel is, everywhere.
It is. So it's like having this cheat sheet.
Yeah.
For understanding the language of steel.
I like it.
And all of this deep dive into materials sets the stage for Chapter 3.
Okay.
Where Basarabeanu tackles the concept of machinability.
Machinability.
Yeah.
What's that?
So essentially, it refers to how easily a material can be cut, drilled, shaped.
Oh, okay.
So understanding how a material will respond to the forces and stresses involved in machining.
So, some materials are easier to work with than others.
Exactly. It's about understanding those differences. Gotcha.
And this is where we get into, how the cutting tool interacts with the workpiece. Even delving into the formation of chips.
Chips.
Yeah, those little pieces of material removed during machining.
Oh, okay, I see.
And there's a whole science to chip formation.
Really?
A whole science. So the book explains how the type of chip produced, whether it's continuous, discontinuous, or built up, can provide clues about the efficiency of the cutting process.
Interesting.
And even, potential for tool wear.
So it's like being a detective.
Yes. Analyzing these clues left behind.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So cool.
And speaking of optimization, this leads us to Chapter 4,
all right,
which is all about the tools of the trade.
Literally.
Literally.
Nice.
So it's like stepping into this really well-stocked workshop with everything from cutting inserts to tool holders.
I like it.
Each designed for specific tasks.
That makes sense. Yeah. So Basarabeanu breaks down the different types of tools used for turning, drilling, milling, Even more specialized operations like thread milling.
I don't even know what half of those things are.
Right. It's a lot.
But it's cool to know they exist.
It is. It is. And the level of detail is really impressive.
Yeah.
He doesn't just list the tools.
Okay.
He explains how to choose the right one for the job.
That's really helpful.
Yeah. And taking into account factors like the materials being machined, the desired finish, the specific machining operation.
Wow, so much to consider.
Yeah, a lot goes into it.
So it's not as simple as just picking up a tool and going at it.
No, not at all.
You have to think about all these different factors.
Exactly.
So how do you know which tool to choose?
Well, he even deciphers those ISO codes.
ISO code.
Yeah, those like cryptic combinations of letters and numbers.
Yeah, I have seen those.
That are used to classify cutting inserts.
Oh, okay.
Which actually reveal a lot of information.
Oh, okay.
About the tool's geometry and properties.
So it's like a secret code.
It is.
That unlocks all this information.
Exactly. So it's like learning a whole new language.
Yeah.
That helps you understand cutting tools even better.
I like it.
And just when you think you've got a handle on the tools themselves.
Okay.
Chapter 5 introduces us to the world of work holding systems.
Work holding systems, what are those?
Yeah, so it's easy to overlook the importance of like how a workpiece is held in place during machining.
Right.
But Basarabeanu makes it clear that a secure and precise work holding setup is essential.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For accuracy and safety.
For sure.
So he walks us through a variety of clamping systems.
Okay.
Chucks, vices, and fixtures, each designed for specific applications.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation?
Not at all.
Gotcha.
And he even covers like advanced systems.
Oh, wow.
Like magnetic chucks and vacuum chucks.
Interesting.
Really demonstrated the range of solutions available for holding workpieces securely and precisely.
So you've got options.
You do.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And it's not just about holding the workpiece.
Okay.
Chapter 5 also delves into tool holding systems.
Tool holding system.
Yeah, so how those cutting tools are secured within the machine itself.
Oh, okay.
So from colettes and Weldon shanks to hydraulic chucks.
I'm learning so many new terms today.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah.
But he covers a wide range of tool holding technologies.
Cool.
Highlighting factors like runout, balance, and rigidity.
Okay.
Which are crucial for achieving precision and preventing tool breakage.
That sounds important.
It is.
You don't want your tools breaking.
No, not at all. It can be dangerous.
Right.
And it can mess up your whole project.
Exactly.
So the reminder that every element of the machining process, even the seemingly mundane aspects of holding things in place, plays a critical role in achieving that desired outcome.
It's all about the details. The attention to detail.
Yes. And speaking of critical elements, Chapter 6 takes us on a deep dive into cooling systems and fluid management.
Cooling systems for machining.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
It's a topic that's often overlooked.
I can see why.
Yeah. But it's incredibly important in machining.
Okay.
So Basarabeanu starts by emphasizing that coolants do so much more than just keep things cool.
Oh, okay. What else do they do?
So they also help to remove chips.
Okay.
Lubricate cutting zones. And even protect against corrosion.
Wow, they're like multitasking fluids.
They are.
Cool.
So he even gets into the environmental aspects of coolant selection.
Okay, that's good.
Discussing the different types of coolants available.
All right.
You know, from traditional mineral oils to more environmentally friendly synthetic options.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. And he doesn't shy away from the challenges of coolant management.
Okay.
Addressing potential issues like foaming, rust, and coolant contamination.
So it's not all smooth sailing with these coolants.
No, definitely not.
There's some things to watch out for.
Yeah, there are. It's a whole system.
A whole ecosystem.
It is.
So learning so much.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But it's fascinating.
It is.
So what's next? It really is a lot to take in. But it's fascinating to see how much goes into machining.
It really is.
Yeah.
Honestly, the sheer amount of information that Basarabeanu manages to pack into this book, it's impressive.
It is.
It's not just about the, the technical stuff.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the principles, the history, the tools, even the environmental considerations. It's
everything.
It's like he created this comprehensive guide to navigating the entire world of modern machining.
Yeah, he did.
And he does it in a way that's both, informative, but also engaging.
Absolutely.
You can tell he's passionate about this field.
Yeah, for sure.
And wants to share his knowledge.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It is.
What I really appreciate, too, is how he connects the theory to those practical applications, right?
Right.
He doesn't just explain concepts.
Yeah.
He shows how they actually translate
Right.
into real-world decisions,
Yeah.
actions on the shop floor.
Like having a mentor
It is.
right there guiding you through it.
Like he's right there beside you,
Yeah.
saying, okay, here are the pitfalls.
Yeah.
Here are the best practices
Exactly.
based on his years of experience.
You've seen it all.
Yeah. And he doesn't shy away from those challenges either.
No, he doesn't.
He really emphasizes the importance of continuous learning, adaptation, staying ahead of the curve.
Especially in such a rapidly evolving field.
It is. Things change so fast.
So fast.
So as we wrap up our deep dive here,
Okay.
here's a thought to ponder.
Okay, I like it.
Basarabeanu emphasizes the importance of education, innovation, pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
in machining.
Mm-hmm.
But what if we apply that same mindset
Okay.
to our own lives,
To our own lives. I like that.
our careers?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a seasoned machinist, just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
or even in a completely different field.
Right.
The principles
Mm-hmm.
of continuous learning,
Yeah.
critical thinking, striving for excellence,
Those are universally applicable.
they are.
That's a great point.
So take those principles, apply them to your pursuits,
Mm-hmm.
and see what amazing things you can create.
I love it.
So thanks for joining us
Yeah, thanks for having me.
on this deep dive into Quantica Productivitae. Until next time, keep exploring,
Keep learning.
keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of your own potential.
Absolutely.